have in the classroom. Okay, once more, you're all welcome to class. Please, if you have the computer close by, that will be good because we will be practicing alongside as we go on with the teachings. I would share my screen now. Let me uh, present my Kinsley just joined. Hi Kinsley, welcome to class. How are you doing today? What am I looking for?
I'm not fine. The network is just terrible. The network is just terrible.
Sorry, I thought as much. Sorry about the network. If you have Airtel, you can try Airtel line because it's Airtel I've been using and it hasn't been as bad as MTN from my end. I don't know, maybe it's my location that's also helping me. Okay, so here's the classroom for the week. For last week, we've gone through these 3 loops, if statements in Python, and I would encourage us to please practice and practice more. And these practice questions I have here, they are questions that will help you. There are about 8 sets of questions that will help you go through the content that we looked at from last week, right? In fact, from week 1, there are concepts on data structure, loops in Python, and if statements, then that a little bit of list comprehension, I think. So let's begin by looking at the list comprehension Jupyter notebook, and then from there we would move on. And there are questions. I know I've spoken a lot about list comprehensions even in the check-in session. If you have any questions at any point, please feel free to ask a question. All the story part of it, I would not talk about them, and I know I did a lot of justice to this in the video that I sent in the classroom. So, and during check-in session, we've also talked about list comprehension. So I think we should just move on to, let me see, list. Do anybody have issues with list comprehension? Because all of this is what we talked about during check-in session. Okay. So, yes, Kinsley, your hand is up. Let me hear you.
Okay, please, is the class recorded? Because what you are saying is like you are doing
Yes.
you are doing this DJ skit. I will hear you. I will hear you. I will hear. So I don't know how to join
So if we went on to DJ, I don't know. Yes, that class is recorded.
No, from my end, you are giving me vibes of wicked. I can't really hear what you are saying.
I know. Sorry about that. The network. Yes. I am fair. Sorry about not seeing my screen. That must be your network, please. Okay, let's look at the conditional part. So please, if you from the beginning of this list comprehension, we have discussed about this intensively during the check-in session on Thursday. Please see the recorded session in case you missed that check-in session. I'd like to start from this loop. Okay, I think we also talked about this during the check-in session. Yes, we did. We mentioned this. Yes, we touched on all of this. It's here that we've not covered conditional statements using. So how do you write conditional statements even with the list comprehension? So in this example I gave in the Jupyter notebook, I am interested in doing something, right? I want to count the number of A's that are in these strings. Okay, so before we continue, before I go further, I would like to state something here. Now, most of these examples and exercises that we are doing in class or in the recordings I post on in the classroom, they are specifically focused to help you get familiar with Python syntax. Okay, so sometimes you may be asking, okay, why am I doing this? Like, why do I have to do this? So it's not in the doing, right? But it is in the understanding of the concept. I don't know if that makes sense. We want to let you know that, okay, these are the different things you can do with this type of data structure in Python. So that when you are faced with a practical problem that might require you applying that skill, you then remember that, oh, there was a particular task that I did in this given order. So let me implement that to see if it will also work in my own situation. If you heard me right, if you heard me, please give me thumbs up. I'm not seeing reaction. Do everybody have network issues? Okay, I can see Tunu's reaction. Only Tunu heard me. Wow. This network now. Wow. Shay, can you hear me? Rosemary, can you hear me? Okay. All right. Thank you, Lydia. Adegoke, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Thank you very much. So let's forge ahead. Now, please, the first thing I will always want to confirm is that you understand the particular task we're about to execute before we execute it. Now, the task I tried executing here is to, so called, in the string called Datafied Data Analytics Academy, I want to fish out all the A's. I want to list out all the A's. Yeah. And then also get the length of the list. That's what I plan to do here. So I'll do it. I'll type this afresh in a new cell so that you see the way I thought about it. So here's the question. So we're not seeing the code, right? This is the list or the string. So I have a string that I've stored in a variable name called my list. The string is this, which says Datafied Data Analytics Academy. Now, what do I want to do? I want to go into this, I want to loop through the string, and then all the occurrences of A's that appeared in the string will be captured in a list. So what do I mean? I want to see something like this: A, comma, A, comma, A, comma, A. So it will give me as many A's that appear in the string. That's what I want to achieve. Do you understand the problem statements now before I go ahead? Please give me reaction. Okay, Lydia understands. I would like to see reactions, please, so that I'm sure that everybody's with me. For those who can hear me, if their network are not bad, okay, or it's not bad rather. Now that is what I want to achieve using list comprehension. Of course, you can do this using even the for loop, okay, but I want to do it with the list comprehension. So how do I achieve that? Go ahead and open your square bracket, okay, and then I would say letter. In fact, okay, let me use letter instead. I don't confuse. I wanted to use A as a letter. Letter for letter in my list. For letter in my list. So why do I have to use my list? Because my list is the variable name that stores the string I'm interested in. Don't forget the structure of list comprehension as discussed during the check-in session on Thursday. I said the first thing that appears is whatever you would like to see in your list. And that's why I have letter first. And next, I have to state where the items will be picked from for letter in my list. I'm not telling Python that this letter that you see me putting in the first position, which I want to be a member of the list I'm about to create, please pick it from my list. But this time around, I want to add a condition. And what's the condition? The condition is that if letter is equal to A, can you see that? So I'm saying, hey, Python, leave letter, right, for letter in the string called my list if letter is A. So if it is not A, don't leave it. Don't add it to my list. So let's run this cell. Let's run this cell and see what we have. And when we run the cell, okay, my list is not. Oh, sorry, I'm yet to run this above cell here. So I have to run this cell first. Run this cell. Please, whenever you see any error message from Python, just go to the last message. That is where you get the main feedback. Sometimes your error message will be so long. Ignore all the stories. Go to the extreme last message. That is where you know where your error is coming from. So now this error is popping up because I am yet to run the previous cell. So Python do not know what my list is. So when I run the cell, I run the cell now and run the second cell, and then you can see my output as expected. Do you understand this? Please, if you do, give me thumbs up. Great. She understands. Lydia understands. Who else? James understands. Okay, so there was an additional, or there is an additional line in the code above, the one I just moved above, right? The line is just to give a print, just use a print statement to tell me that, okay, there are so number of letters in my list. Okay, there are so number of A's, rather. There are so number of A. So just use your F string, put F, open your either single or double quotes. There are dash number of of A's. There are dash number of A in the string. Let me just type it this way. Okay, now I want to put, so can someone tell me what to do to be able to easily refer to the number of letters that I have? What do I need to do for me to be able to easily refer to the number of A's I have in that list? Shay wants to say something.
Yeah, I was going to say that you just need to count the output, like the length of the output.
Okay, the length of the output. So now in practice, tell me how can I do it here?
In practice now. Wow. Here, okay, so you can assign that output maybe a name.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So let's call it, maybe let's call it something. Just call it L. L equal to. I run the cell. Okay, so I've done that. What next?
So
yeah, Deborah,
length of L inside your
L of L. And when I run this, so there are 8 number of A's in the string. Deborah, your hand is up. Thank you very much.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Deborah, but not so loud.
Yeah, she's in church. She's the one preaching.
Oh, okay. Sorry. How are your pews?
Okay, so can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Better.
Okay, so I have to drop now because we're about to start the program very soon. Like, we're about to start. So I have to drop so I don't get distracted. Hope that's fine.
No problem. It's very fine. So the class is being recorded. Once you're done, you can see the recording.
All right, thank you very much.
Pray for us.
Please pray for us. Pray for Nigeria.
It's just a get together.
Please, get together for us.
Get together for us.
No problem, I will. Bye.
Bye. You know, there's only this prayer there, Shay. You know. It's only Nigeria that. Which church program wants to come and do get together for you? I want to go pray and do more than everything. Okay. We'll be praying for systems to work. Instead of us to make the system work, we pray and God come and help the system to work. Africans, God will save us. In fact, let's continue, Sha. So, guys, you understand this line of code that we've just written here, and the idea behind everything that we've done. I've not heard your voice for a while now. Are you still here?
Okay. See, I didn't give you thumbs up earlier because that letter for letter thing is still confusing. I understand everything else. I understand they are assigning a variable to the results so that we can count the number of. But that letter for letter is still disturbing my head.
Wow. And you have to understand it too, because okay, so it's okay, now let me ask you this question. How would you rather write the code, assuming you have the opportunity to rewrite this syntax for Python, but the person who beats Python, how would you rather write the code so that when somebody sees the code, he understands that, okay, this is what this code is about to do for list comprehension?
It sounds nasty.
Yes, now just tell me give me a proposal to say this is how I think it should be written for given the output. Okay, let me run this. Let me just take out the L first. When I run this cell,
I'm not even
you see
seeing
the
your
output.
screen. So
That's one problem. Oh. That is one big problem. Oh. This network issue now. Wow.
okay,
Okay.
let me ask it this way. That um the first letter, what does it stand for? The second letter after the four, what does it stand for? You get it?
Okay. I think this is but this one you say you're not seeing my screen now. How do we now do that? Because
Maybe
what I want to
just
do
keep
now is
extend. I would listen.
okay. So look at I want to rewrite the same code, but in a different order. I want to write the same code in a different order. Now I have a
Okay.
string called my list. That is, I have a string. The string is actually datafied data analytics academy. That is a string. So I assigned it to a variable name called my list. Now I intend to go into that string
Yes.
and pull out all the A's that appear there, arrange them as list of A's in a list.
Yes.
Now, this is what I'm going to do. I want to do that with list comprehension. So I will tell Python for character, let me use character now. For character in the string called my list, yeah. For character in my list, yeah. For character in my list, you understand what this for character in my list does, right? Do you understand what it does? Can you just leave your mic unmuted so that we can talk since you're not seeing my screen?
So
Or
it's
maybe it's her network.
telling it that yes, it's on. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you.
Hello.
Do you understand what? Yeah, I can hear you too.
Hello.
Can you hear me too?
Okay. The screen is off now,
Oh,
but
thank
I'm
God.
still seeing
So
it.
when I say
Yes, I can hear you,
for
but I'm
character
still
in my
seeing.
list, this
So
network
for
issue.
character in your list, you are just telling it. Okay, go to the string in
Yes,
my list and all the
yes,
characters there. Like
yes.
okay, so you want it to give you the number of all the A's in that string.
Is that what this line of code will do for me?
For character in my string, for
Yes, in my
for
list.
character in my list, I think so.
Yes.
No,
Okay.
it's for
No, that's not
character
what
in
it
my.
will do
You're
for me.
just telling it all the characters in my list. You haven't given it.
Yes. Let me
Okay.
do something. For character in my list, print
What
character.
will it do?
So if I run this code, who can tell me what will be the output of this code? Either it or any other person. For character in my list, print character. Who knows what will happen?
I feel you see all the character.
Maybe
Okay. I guess
maybe G, comma A, comma C, comma A.
Okay. Yeah, Ayanfe, what will I see?
okay. I guess it will split everything inside your list, inside my list.
It will split. What do you mean split?
Like we have datafied academy. It will bring D
Yes.
first, A
Uh-huh.
follow. So that is how
So
it would arrange it.
okay, okay, great. Let's see the output. Can you see the output? Shows me each letter on new line. That is what this line of code does. For character in my list, print character. Now this tells you that what this line of code is doing, what this single line of code is doing, the first line for character in my
Oh,
list is that you are instructing Python to say for each character, loop through that. So that's why it's called for loop. We have two types of loop in Python and in other programming languages: for loop and the while loop, WHILE. And I've dealt with that last week. So the for loop goes into the character or the string, and it picks each letter, put them out. That is what the for loop does. Do you understand now? I just wish this network can just allow this class to go smoothly. Now, when I wrap that in when I wrap it in a square bracket, you already understand what the line. Good. You already understand what this line of code will do. So it will go through. So this character here is each character in the set in the list called my list. So once Python sees a character in my list, what do you want Python to do with that character?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear my last question? Once Python sees the character in my list, what do you want Python to do with that character? So what I want Python to do with the character is to maintain it, leave it inside this list. That is the reason why I will call character first, character for character. So it says, when you see the character in this list, please leave the character. Do you understand? So what the character that appears first is what you would like to see in the list.
Yes, sir.
If I should run this cell now, I will see the same characters that we see as in a vertical order here. We will see those characters in a list. Can you see them? Can you see it now? I have everything in a list, listed but in vertical order. Hi, Itunu, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the character for character?
Yes, I can hear you.
Do you understand the character for character?
Thank you so much.
Good. So the next thing we just did was to add a condition, because we do not want to see all the characters. We only want to see just A's, all the A's. That was why we added the condition to say if character is equal to A. So with this condition, it will now return just the A's and not all the characters. Should make sense.
Yes, sir.
So I want to believe that.
Sense.
Good. I want to believe that with this explanation, now everybody on this call understands how list comprehension works. If you do, please give me thumbs up. Give me reactions, please, if you do. Only to know. Wow. Okay, Lydia. Is Ezekiel in this class at all? Ezekiel and Rosemary, I've not seen reactions from them. Musa, welcome to class. You joined really, really late. What's happening, Musa? Is it your network too or what? Ezekiel, don't enter kitchen again. Good evening, Musa.
Yeah, it was my network, but mostly I wasn't at home. I just came back home now.
Okay, welcome. I hope you are able to catch up. I hope you understand what we're saying.
Yes, sir.
All right. Sorry about the frustration that the network is causing you easy. Okay. I did. Okay. Can you hear me now? Is the network any better? Okay. I guess Adekeg is struggling. So I believe everybody understands that now. Let's move on to the next thing. Now, the same. Okay. Here, what do I want to achieve? What do I want to achieve? We want to see how to apply our functions to list. How to apply functions to list items. That is what I want to achieve. I'll copy this list item and explain what I try to achieve here before we write it. So I'll just hide the code so that everybody understands what exactly we are doing. So this is the list. So what I want to achieve here is this. I want to go into this list, pick each item in this list, and convert them to uppercase. You can see they are all in lowercase. Datafied is in lowercase, Jupyter is in lowercase, Academy is in lowercase, and Python is in lowercase. So I would like you to walk us through the solution to this problem. How can I go into this particular list, pick each item, make them uppercase, using list comprehension? Talk to me. It's in, are you there? Okay, I guess Itinu's network has started again.
Hello,
She, do you want
sir.
to try? Okay, she's here. Go ahead, Itinu.
Yes.
Let me hear Itinu.
Net- Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Can
hear
you
you.
hear
Go
me?
ahead. Very loud and clear.
Okay. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. This one is. Hmm. Your okay. It is, you want to make the first letters uppercase. So probably can we use the character thing here?
What character thing?
Can you hear me?
I
The
can hear
four
you.
characters in lowercase list. They will not give
Yes,
it a
and we can.
condition to turn the
Yes,
first.
we can. We can. We
But
can. So let's go ahead.
it is not the code is. I don't. Maybe someone else can try for me. Shay,
Okay.
maybe you
Okay.
can
No, Itinu, don't
train
worry.
me in this.
No, Itinu, hold on. You can do this thing. Let me just give you a simple sample. Now, if I have the character called, if I have the string called
Ah,
Itinu, wait, Itinu Olua. If I have the string called Itinu Olua, I can change this string to uppercase by using the method called .upper.
yes,
Can you see it? Shikenan.
yes,
Itunu.upper converts the string to uppercase.
yes,
Now, with this knowledge, Beleshe, sorry, how can I convert each string inside a list called inside a list called lowercase list to all of them to uppercase using list comprehension?
Okay, all of them. I thought you said only the first letters.
So
Okay,
all of the
we
list,
will say okay, lowercase list dot upper.
lowercase
Will it
list.
work?
Okay, I'm here to run this cell. Let me run it
Yes.
first. So you say I will say lowercase list dot upper, right? Is that all? Should I run this code?
Yes.
All right, let me run the code.
Run it. Let us see what will happen first.
Gangan error.
Did it happen?
No, it did not. It did not happen. You can't
Because
see
we
my
are
screen
not seeing
again.
the screen again. Oh,
Ah, so it's showing me error.
yes.
It says attribute error. List object has no attribute upper.
Actually,
List
okay. So
object
list
has no
has no upper.
upper.
So you
No,
cannot
list
use
has no upper.
the dot upper with list, Abby.
No, you can't. You can't.
Is that the meaning of the error message?
That is the meaning of the error message.
Okay, so I rest my case.
But before you rest your case, do you understand the question, the problem at hand?
Yes, I understand.
Or you're explaining your own words?
There has to be another way. I should explain the
Yes,
problem, right?
yes.
Yes, we want to turn the all the strings, all the characters in the variable, like the my lower list. We want to turn it to
Mm-hmm.
uppercase from the small letters
Okay,
to capital letters. And
okay,
list does not have the upper method. So maybe we
okay.
can turn list to another thing instead of
Nah,
list. We
nah,
can turn
nah,
it to maybe
nah.
okay,
That
it
is not
won't
the most.
work.
That is not the most. That's not the most efficient way to do it. That would be like you suffering yourself. Like you are supposed to go to promised land, you're not following the same road, the same route that the Israelites followed, that made them stay there for 40 years instead of going there in just how many days.
Okay.
So
Can we say data find dots upper? Then we pick them one by one like that.
exactly, yes, that is how you should do it, using list comprehension. So
Hmm.
tell me, how do I do that list comprehension?
So uh data find dot upper Jupiter dot upper
Could it that for you?
academy dot upper.
What if you have like hundreds of thousands of items? You have to take them one by one. Our programmer will lay you.
Hmm.
You just
Sir,
you
please,
just
can you
delete it.
please
It's
help us
never
on
end.
this?
No, call on someone else to help you.
But
It's not me that will help you on this one. It's too simple for me to help you. Call on someone else.
hmm.
Who do you want to call?
Okay, Shay said he's not seeing the screen. I call on his Victor
Well,
on the call.
no,
I
she see
can
the
see the
screen now.
screen now,
You see?
bro. How did you
No.
not see the screen now? How for you, Namdi? I can see it,
Okay,
I've
sir.
been
Shay,
spirit now. How for
please
you?
help me.
Now for you, I've been spirit now. All right, let's go. Shay, let's go.
Oh, okay. Sorry, let's go. Okay, so if we want to call each of these guys, then we can call by using this comprehension, right? Okay, so I
Yes.
talk you right. Open bracket, square bracket.
Uh-huh.
I can choose any name I want. I can
Yes.
do name dot upper.
Or do you want to use words
If you're typing, I can't see it.
or
Are you
words?
typing anything?
Yes, I say, or do you want, okay, let me use name, right? Name dot upper. Uh-huh.
Anything, yes. Name dot upper. Ha.
Yeah.
Need that facial. I used to say it. I can't see anything.
Sorry.
But let me keep saying. So I can see your screen, but it's static. Name
Sorry,
dot
it's a
upper.
network,
Okay.
but I'm typing. Uh-huh.
Open and close your normal round bracket. And here I can see now.
Yes, I've done that.
Then that will now be for for name
Mm-hmm.
in
Uh-huh. In
lowercase underscore list.
okay. That is it. It's, you can you see that that is it. Very simple. That is the solution. It's, you can you see the solution, or did you hear the solution?
Yeah, yes, I can see it, but one question.
Ask your question, please.
Where did name come from here?
That is the variable name. It, this thing is the same thing that we did here with this guy. It's the same thing we did here. Character. In this my list,
Mm.
is there anything like character? Anything like character here? No.
So
It is the variable name. Yeah, go ahead.
okay, we are the one to assign whatever name we want to call it.
Exactly. I can decide to call it word. Word.upper for word in
Okay.
lowercase keys, and it's still running. Exactly. So the same solution you had is the same solution Sheyi gave us, but your own method is very, very inefficient. Picking each of the word one by one and turning them to upper is a very tedious thing to do. So instead of doing that, just use a programmatic way, because you are doing this manually, even though it isn't Python. So imagine that somebody is using, somebody has an axe. They gave you axe to cut down a tree, and then you now went with your axe to the tree, and then you decide to say you want to use your hand to be you leave the axe. So that's you have Python to do this, and you want to be doing it manually. So it's going to be crazy if you do that way. So just use this particular method, list comprehension, and that will help you. Use any variable name, and
Thank you, sir.
you're welcome. Rosemary, your hand is up.
Okay, sir. Please, this variable name, can we give it any name? Or are we being
Any
limited
name.
to okay, so I
No,
can
no,
give
no,
it
no. Any
chair
name.
dot upper.
Exactly. See, look at it here. Chair.upper. Chair.upper. But the same name must be here again. Chair.
Okay.
You get. If I run this, you see, it's still giving me the same output.
Okay,
I
sir.
can use I can even use a single letter I.upper for I in lowercase. Anything you use, it will give you the same, to give you an output, provided you have written your syntax well. Guys, do you understand, please?
Can you also do variable dot upper?
Yes, I can. I can say variable.upper for variable. Variable.upper for variable in lowercase. And that is it. Okay, that is it. Now there's a but. There's a but. The but is, don't use any of the Python keywords. If you do that, it will return an error. Example of Python keyword, def.upper. Already you've seen that it already highlights it as green. So when you attempt to use any Python keyword, it's already, you will see it in a different color. You don't even need to do that. Just ensure that, make sure you use any word or any letter that is not a Python keyword. It works. It's just like variables in mathematics. Guys, do we follow? I want to see reactions if you follow. All right, great. Let's move on to the next problem here. Okay, this is the same Jupyter notebook we have in the classroom actually. Now, yeah, in this case, I want to run through list of lists, right? I don't want us to see the solution so that we can understand what we are doing. So I want to run through list of lists. And in running through, in fact, what I want to do is to get the intersection of these two lists. The intersection is the common elements. Of course, we know that for set data structure, there is an attribute or a method that is called, no, there's a function rather. Yeah, an attribute that is called intersection or intersect if you are dealing with set data structure. Yes, we know that that exists, right? But we want to use this comprehension to pick out the common elements between these two lists. Guys, do you understand the problem statement? Please confirm you can hear me. Someone should confirm they can hear me. Okay, good. I think Lydia did not understand this problem statement. Let me say it again. So I'm saying that I have two lists, list A and list B. And I want to get the common elements, the elements that are common to both lists using list comprehension. I don't want to use set method. I know we can do this. So this is what I want to do. Let me just do it with set, because doing this set is very easy. I can just say set of list A, set of list underscore A. Okay, I'm here to run this cell. Let me run this cell first. Set of list underscore A dot intersect of set of list underscore B. All right, set of list underscore B. And when I run this cell, I get the intersection, but in set form. So this is the same thing I want to do, right? But I don't want to do it using the set intersection. I want to do it with list comprehension. So can somebody think of how we can possibly achieve that? All right, let me just go ahead and do it while I explain the code. Okay, so this is what I want to do. The intersection. So I'm going to say I'm going to say, why is it? Liver, why is she coughing like that? Guys, hold on, please. All right, I'm sorry, I'm back. Okay, so do we understand the previous statement now? I hope everybody understands. And James, your hand is up.
So let me pretend as if I know it. Let me try.
Okay, please let me hear you. Go ahead.
So we'll say give it a name. Give it a name first. Like maybe
Let me say
intersection
num.
equals to. No, no, no.
Okay, no,
Let's
I
say
don't want
num
to assign
equals
a
to
variable.
yes.
No, I don't want to
Okay, don't
assign
want
a
to assign
variable.
a
I just want to
variable.
run
Okay,
my
oh,
code
yeah,
and
now
then
let's do.
yes,
Let's say num one. Oh yeah, now num one.
num1. Mm-hmm.
Num one
Okay,
in
in
num one in
mm-hmm.
num one in. Okay,
Just go
num
ahead.
one
I'm
for
typing. Go ahead.
num one. Num one for
Num1 for num1. Uh-huh.
in list underscore a.
In list underscore a. Uh-huh.
In list underscore a.
I've typed that.
I'm not even it's static.
Just
Okay,
go
huh?
ahead. I'm typing. You just go ahead.
Okay, okay. Num one for num one in list underscore a for num two
Mm-hmm.
in list underscore b. If if list underscore a is equals to is compared that's equals to list
If list if list underscore a is
a
same
with
thing as list
double equals
underscore
to
b.
yes same thing as list underscore b.
Gone down to this. Close my door, please. Okay.
Yes,
So is that all? Can I run the code now?
you can run it.
All
You
right.
say there's no need for doing play.
So it says an empty. It's giving me an empty list. So what are you trying to compare, James? Because you said num1 for num1 in list A, good. Then for num2 in list B, if list A. So why are you comparing list A and list B when you're trying to bring the common elements in that list? You're comparing the lists. I thought you should compare the elements instead of the list. What do you think? So let's say if num1
Yes,
equals num2,
it's
instead of saying if list A equals if num1 equals num2, that's it.
okay.
So that should be the correct thing. Yes, and your hand is up. Let me hear you.
If no one equals not okay.
No, just saying what he did. So I just like from what he did, then I get the way me I can do my own from what he did actually.
Okay, with the same list comprehension, right?
Yes.
Because I want us to use the okay. Let me hear your own method.
Okay. Since I'm looking for two lists here, I would declare a variable to hold the both of them. That is what I would do first. So let me use this num that I use. Yeah. Okay. I'll say
Mm,
num1
Num one.
Okay.
I'm
For
in a meeting.
num one
For num one
in list underscore A.
in list underscore A.
Okay. If
If
if no if the if num one
num one
in no if num one in num two.
in num two. Okay.
Okay, I'm coming. Num one for num one in list A. If
Uh-huh.
one in if
Why don't you say if num one in list B?
okay in list B.
Mm-hmm. Okay, should I run the code?
Okay, yes, sir.
And voila, we have the same result. Well done, IFA. Guys, can you see that now? So there is actually no one way of getting this thing done. Like it's not only single way, only one way. There are most times multiple ways of solving one problem here in Python. See, I've done it with set intersection. James had given us his own idea of solution. IFA had also given us his own idea of solution, which all makes sense. So for IFA solution, I'm saying that okay, give me this number for the number in list A, if the number is also in list B, which is the intersection. Does that make sense? And James' solution is saying, give me this number for the number in list A. Then also go and check list 2 for another number in list B. If those two numbers are equal, so if the number you pick from list B is the same number you pick in list A, and then repeat that same number.
Have you called your mom? Where is she?
I don't know. You understand, guys? Guys, you understand? Please give me thumbs up if you understand. Can I continue? Rosemary, are you here? Okay, great. Musa and Ezekiel, can you still hear me? Adegoke, can you hear me? Are you here? Itunu?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it's
Okay.
breaking now.
All right, no problem. Let's move on to the next one. So that is what I explained in this line of code, right? Let's move to the next one. This one is using if and else if condition. So this is what I want to do. Where's the code? Where's the code? Where's the code? Okay, this is what I want to do. Let's just copy this and hide that. In that particular scenario, so I have two strings. I have two strings. The first string is called datafied. The other string is called vowels. So these are the 5 vowel letters in English language. Now, I want to write a code using list comprehension that will pick each letter in datafied. And then it will return consonant if the letter is consonant, and it will return vowel if the letter is vowel. So what do I mean? So it's going to return a list. Letter D is the consonant of vowel. Please, where are those English people? Is D, is it a consonant letter or a vowel letter? Because we did not go to school like that.
Consonant.
So before consonant. Our English people. So it will return consonant. Okay. Is A a consonant or vowel letter? Well, then is T a consonant or vowel? I think T is a consonant, right?
Consonant, yeah.
Please, I want to just write the answers. You guys should help me. If I miss it, tell me.
Like your screen is static.
Because
are you typing anything, sir?
I'm actually typing, so I'm typing with network. A is vowel, F is consonant. And I is vowel. And then and so on and so forth. So this is what I want to see, and so on, right? Now, how can I write this? How can I write the code using list comprehension that will give me this output? How can I achieve that using list comprehension to give me this output? Either it shows consonants or it shows vowel or it shows consonants or vowel, like in that order. Who wants to help us achieve that using list comprehension? Think about it. Who wants to try? So here we have to use if-else statement. Now, this is what I'm going to do. I will tell Python, I'll say, hi Python, give me the word, give me the word vowel. I can go in any order. Give me the word vowel. Yeah? Remember, in list comprehension, the first thing that appears is what you want to see in the list. So I want to see vowel for letter in datafied. And what is datafied? Datafied is stored in a string called my string. Okay, I'm yet to run this cell. Let me run the cell. So for letter in my string. So give me vowel for letter in my string. This is I don't want to see letter, but I want to see the word, the string vowel. So that's why I'm putting vowel here. So I say go into my string, pick a letter there, and give me vowel. On what condition? If that letter you pick, if this letter you picked in my string, if it is in vowels, if it is in vowels, please, what I've done so far, do you understand that line of code? So far, I've not run into. Did you understand? Who else? And your friend understands. Rosemary is yet to understand. She understands. So this is what I'm saying. I'm saying, hey Python, please, for letter in my string, that is, go into my string, pick each letter. If letter is in vowels, if letter is here, please return vowel. Rosemary, do you understand now? For letter in my string, if letter is one of those letters in vowels, please return the word vowel. Rosemary, do you understand now? Hi, Rosemary. Good. Please return the word vowel. Now, how do I now state it? What if it's not vowel? So else, I'll just say else, return the word consonant. So which means that if you do not see that letter here, please return consonant. Does this make sense? Lydia understands. She understands. And if understands. Let's run this query and see what we get from the output. Else. Else consonant. Okay. Fuel for letter in vowels. Hold on, no. For letter in my string, if letter in vowels, return vowel. Else, return consonant. So what am I missing in my code? Okay. Vowel if character in vowels, else consonants sorry, I have missed the order. So I'm supposed to use my else first before stating where it's coming from. So vowels, so I'm saying vowels, if letter in my string, vowels, if letter in my string, let me see how it goes here. Else consonants, okay. Vowels, if letter in my string, else consonants. Else consonants. Okay, so this is the order. So remember the order. That is the reason why I'm getting this error. So the order is you state what you want to see first before you put where it's coming from. So I'm saying give me vowels if the letter is in my string. Else, if it's not in my string, give me consonants for letter in my string. So that is the right order of the syntax. And when you do that, you then get the the letter. Why am I getting multiple vowels and multiple away? What did I use? Oh, sorry, I used my list instead of my string. My string. Okay, so that is it. Oh, well. Oh, sorry. I'm not right. I'm not typing this correctly. Sorry. Vowel for letter in vowels. I'm sorry. I hope I've not confused anybody here now. Okay, this is the right thing. So I said vowel for letter in vowels. I used my string here instead of using vowel. So I say go into this string called vowels and check if letter is there. If letter is there, return the word vowel. But if letter is not there, return the word consonant for letter in my string, because I'm using two things. I'm using the string called vowels to test if the letter if the letter is a vowel letter. I'm using my string to check which letter am I picking actually. So vowel for letter in vowels, else show me consonant for letter in my string. So now it returned consonant as expected for the first letter because the first letter is D. The second one returned vowel because the second letter is A and it's a vowel letter. The third is returned consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel, and consonant. Does that make sense? Your first hand is up. Let me hear you first.
Okay, let me get what you did here. Actually, I understand what you did here, but I still want more clarity so that I will not forget. That's it. So
Yeah.
I can see my string here is equals to data file. Why vowels is equals to in string AIOU. So the last code where you wrote vowels, why do you put that vowel in string?
Wait, is it in line 29?
Yes, line 29. Why do you put it in string?
That's because I want it to return the string called vowel.
Okay.
So
So we
if
can
I
remove
want
it
to
in
return
string.
no, if I remove it from string, it will be seeing it as a variable name, and it's going to return an error if I run that. It tells me that the name vowel is not defined. So
Okay.
I want it to return vowel if that letter is actually a member of the vowel letters. But if I
Okay.
want to return the letter itself, I will not put vowel here. I'll use this same keyword letter to return the letter. And if I want
Okay.
to return, let's say, if I want to return A is vowel, D is consonant, stuff like that, I will use the F string, F. I will now say letter, so let me put my semicolon here. Letter is a vowel letter. I hope this is not confuse somebody. So I'm saying letter is a vowel letter. That is if letter is in vowels. Else, I would say F string. F string, I would say letter is a consonant letter. When I run this code, you can see now it's saying D is a consonant letter, A is a vowel letter, T is a consonant letter, A is a vowel letter, and so on and so forth. Do you understand the modification? I have heard a laugh. I have heard you understand it. Let me know your thoughts.
The thing there is that I understand what you did now, but the problem there is that if I go and
Mm.
practice it on my own, I will see
Uh,
encounter error before I can.
yeah, sure, nice. It's expected. It's expected. You're learning language, so it stand up crash. With practice, you get it.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Rosemary, I see you're showing frown face or sad face. What's up?
My head is scattering at the moment. So the words or the commands you are giving it, if I'm
Okay.
left alone, I will not
Can
be
you
able to
control
get
the
all these
noise from your
commands
background or
or
move
give
to a
it
very
the whatever
quiet
it is you
area?
are giving to it
Is it
to make it
possible?
correct.
Oh, okay. Yes, I totally and absolutely understand you. But like I said to Ayofe, with practice, this thing will take some time. With practice, you will get it, right? So it's just know what to put at the right thing to put in the right location or in the right position. If you do that correctly, your code should run properly. Okay, so um let's move on. But I hope we all understand the first one I wrote. This is just like a modification. I just added this string so that instead of just showing only, so the only thing I did here, instead of seeing only consonant, vowel as seen initially, I just added some sentences. Just say instead of saying consonant, I want you to see the letter that is the consonant letter. Okay, that's why I added this F string. So here the F will just help me work with the variable name as well as a string. Okay, that's what the F string does. It gives us the ability to call a variable name within a string. So the variable name here is letter, and that this letter is from here I'm picking it from. So the letter is what I'm picking from this my string, but it goes into the code by testing if letter is in vowels. It will return the letter with this string. The letter is in vowels. But if the letter is not in vowel, it's going to return this string and the letter. And that is why we're seeing the strings, the solutions or the strings here. D is a consonant letter, A is a vowel letter, T is a consonant letter, A is a vowel letter, F is a consonant letter, I is a vowel letter, E is a vowel letter, and D is a consonant letter. Okay. So again, like I said, constant practice will help you understand these things easily. Can we fire on? Are there other questions or we can fire on?
We can fire small, sir.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the next example I gave. Aha, this one is a very simple example. Let me just copy the code and then talk about what we intend to do there. So in this particular code, right, my intention is just to add the elements pairwise. I want to add them pairwise. I want to add 1 plus 4, 2 plus 5, 3 plus 6, and have their output in a list. So the answer, what I expect to see is 5, comma, 7, comma, 9. That is what I expect to see. So how do you achieve this using list comprehension? There are multiple solutions to this problem. There are plenty solutions. So, but one, the solution I use in this notebook is with the idea of zip, and this is just to explain, to show you guys how to use the zip function together with lists or any other data structure. In fact, list most especially list data structure in list comprehension. So, is anybody willing to try? Nobody is willing to try. Okay, well, let me do my thing myself since no one is willing to try.
What's the
Okay,
question?
so okay, the question is I want to use this comprehension together with the zip function to achieve this, to add the elements in this list pairwise, like 1 plus 4, 2 plus 3, 2 plus 5, 3 plus 6. And then we'll have the output 5,
Network
7,
is
and
too
9.
bad.
Sorry, guys. Sorry about the network, please. Let me
Network is
just go
too
ahead with
bad.
it since the network is terrible because I would like us to go over the other Jupyter
Like
notebook.
elements,
Okay. Yeah, James,
is
are
it
you saying something?
element wise addition?
Yes. So what I would do is I would say num1 plus num2. Who understands? Who remembers? Not understands. Who remember what the zip function does? If I write zip of a, let me run this cell first. If I write zip of a comma b, who knows what the output will be? And if your hand is up.
Yes, because I could remember I asked you the question in our previous class. So the response you gave me that this zip file, it will match the two, it will match the two lists together, like 1 and 4, 2 and 5, 3 and 6. Yes.
Okay, very good, very good. And it will return what? It will match them together in what type of data structure?
Okay, it will bring them in tuple if I'm not wrong.
Yes, that is correct. It will give the output in tuple. So, but in this case, in this case, if I should run this cell the way it is right now, if I run this cell, what is the expected output for a chocolate? Yes, for a chocolate.
I want the chocolate, but I don't know the answer. It will give the zip now.
Okay.
The
If
zip.
we run zip, do you say if we run zip bracket A, comma
Yes,
B,
yes. What's the expected output?
we we have one four in bracket 1 4, comma bracket 2 5, bracket comma bracket 3 6.
All right, final answer. Is that the final answer? Nobody should try it on their end before they answer this question. Is that Hello, people. Please confirm you can hear me. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. There was a little network glitch. So I was about asking a question before my network kicked me out. I said, who wants to explain these outputs that we have here? I know I've mentioned it quite a number of times. What does zip at that number? What does it mean?
Let me try.
Yes.
So you made mention to me when I asked this question that this zip at 0x29 is the location where the data is stored.
Very
Is the
correct.
location.
That's correct. So now how do I see the actual zipped file? Instead of seeing the location, how do I see the actual zip file and not the location?
Okay, you said we are going to make use of lists.
Great. So you can do a list of it. When I say list of this, and then you can now see what the zip does. So that is it. So the zip function will take both of them and turn into a tuple. Now that we know what zip a comma b does, right? Now that we have idea of what that would do to our data, our list, I believe you understand my code when I write it now. So I want to say num1 plus num2. Yeah. For for num1 for num1 comma num2 in for num1 comma num2 in zip of a comma b. So before I run this code, let me do something quickly. Now, if I say, please watch this code I want to write. If I say for a comma b in no, I don't use a and b because I've used a and b here already. So let me use another letter. For I comma j, let me use I and j. For I comma j in zip of a comma b, right? I want to do this. I want to print I comma j. Do you see the output? Hello guys, do you see the output? So I want you guys to understand this line, the ij or the num1 comma num2 in zip a comma b. I want you to understand what it does. So it unpacks the numbers in zip a comma b. So with this tells you already that if I go into this tells you already that what my function will do is my function will pick a comma b. It pick the first number plus the second number. First number plus second number. First number plus second number. That's what this code will do. So I'm saying for num1 comma num2 in zip of a comma b. Once I run this code, I see the expected output 5, 7, 9. Is it clear? It's new. Lydia, Ibrahim, welcome to class. Rosemary, James, Adegoke, Sheyi, do you understand? No response. Okay, thank you very much. All right, let's move to the next. Okay, I think that is all. That is all for this particular Jupyter notebook. So I believe when you're going through the notebook now, for those of you that are yet to go through it, you will easily understand the contents of the notebook. And again, going through the video will also help you understand them easily. Yes, Ibrahim's hand is up. Let me hear you, Ibrahim.
All right. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, bro.
Sorry, I came in a bit late.
It's okay. I got your message.
All right. Thank you, sir. And also, network has not been too funny. All right. Just as a response to what you are asking, truly speaking, me personally, I'm learning this whole thing little by little. And I think because of situations around, I will not say I've grasped all. But
Yeah.
I think I fully understand all of this that you are doing now.
Okay.
And I'm only hoping that it gets better as we continue to learn. I just wanted to give you a bit of feedback, sir, from my side.
Mhm.
So that's just the updates. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate the feedback. Yes, of course, it gets better as you move on. The more you learn, the more it becomes easier. Okay. The more we go, the more it becomes easier. So next week we'll start with visualization, but I think I'll still take some time before I go into the visualization. Because I see that this week's content, they look so many, right? What do you think, guys? Do you think it's too much or is moderate?
To me, I felt this is moderate. It's not too much. It's okay.
Okay. So at some point I was feeling that obviously it's not too much. The reason is because we are learning new language. Now, forget about when they are posted. Even if those videos and the materials were all released on Monday, I was feeling that they are too much because, like Lydia said, Lydia made one point that's very valid. That she keeps on learning, doing her research, watching YouTube videos because you cannot just rely on these materials, these things, because there are deep things inside. The time is not enough. Like you see the kind of breakdown I'm doing for the live class now. If you watch those videos, even though I try my best to explain as much as I can, but I'm trying to be conscious of the time for each video. I don't want them to be too long. And I was restricted to talking about so many things, like deeper things like we are doing now in this live lesson, in the live class. Do you understand? So that would mean that when you are studying on your own, you have to please try to visit the links I add because I usually add links at the end of reference links, sometimes to W3 School and sometimes to other sites that will help you understand the concepts that's been explained in that particular Jupyter notebook. So you feel that read or print material, text material would help you understand better. You can support yourself with those materials. If it's videos on YouTube, please go ahead and support yourself with the videos. Okay, to learn this skill, this language. Okay, thank you guys. That will be all for this particular notebook. List comprehensions. The next thing is introduction to lambda function. So lambda function is another interesting function in mathematics. Bella, go outside along and you be. Bella. So let's see the Bella function. I thought they call my dog name for you. Bella function. Wow. So sorry, my dog's name is Bella. So I'm calling her Bella function. Let's see the lambda function. Let me open lambda function. Okay, here's it. Okay, so lambda function is another interesting function in math and in Python. Let us go to the example so that I can explain. All right. I want to now look at this function. This function is a very simple function that allows you to double any number. So you define it as double, and then you return what you like to do, or what you like the function to be. Very simple function. Now this function takes two lines. It takes two lines. The line where you have to define the double, and then the return line. I can also use the lambda function to execute this task. So here is how to write the lambda function. This is the basic syntax. You begin with the keyword lambda. Okay? For those that are into mathematics or physics, you'd have been used to lambda. Lambda is one Greek letter. All right? And if you are interested in seeing how lambda looks like, let me show you lambda. So this is lambda. lambda. This is symbol. Can you see the symbol? Here's the lambda symbol. It's the same concept. It's the same lambda that we're working with, but in Python, we use the full word. We use the word, the name lambda. So you call lambda. After lambda, you give an argument. Yeah. So the argument is like the variable names or something, the input, and then your expression. So this same function that is written here as double x return x squared, I can just simply use the lambda function. I'll call the lambda keyword lambda x. That's my argument. Put a full column, lambda x. So what do I want my lambda to do? I want it to be able to squared or multiply a number by 2. So the same function that is written in 2 lines can be written in just one single line using this same syntax. Using the keyword lambda, you call x, then you put a full column, then you say x squared. So x here is the variable name, and x can be anything. I can say lambda number, full column, then number squared. This also works. Okay. If I should assign this lambda to a variable name called, let me just call it f. F equal to lambda number such that number squared. So once I say f of 2, just like a mathematics function. So you see this double gave me 392. When I doubled 196, f of 196. So if you want to present functions in Python, just like how they are presented in mathematics, f of x, you can use the lambda to present it. So if I like, I can say f of this Python. Okay, let me see. I think I know Python will give me error because it cannot say like cannot assign a function call. That's a syntax error because of my brackets. So it doesn't want me to use brackets for my variable definition. So I can just call it f. F equals lambda number. Such that inside lambda number full column. This doesn't want me to accept Sheyi to this column. Sheyi, are you back in? Is Sheyi here? I see that he's trying to join, but I'm not even seeing him. I'm not able to admit him, and I still. What kind of network is this one? Please, guys, do you understand the basic lambda syntax before I go on? Okay. Okay, Shay is back. Shay, welcome back. I was going to send you a message now. I just sent a message, but you're back. You're back in. I was trying to admit you in since. Yeah, your fair hand is up. Let me hear your question.
Yes, I said I understand the way you use the lambda function, but when you start giving us assignment now, we understand that this lambda can do beyond this.
Yes, it can do beyond this. There are lots of functions, a lot of things that lambda can do. It's an amazing function. I love using lambda a lot. All right, so let's move on to the next line, since you understand the basic lambda function. Okay, so that's it. And yeah, this is still explaining the 2 different functions and how their output looks like. And then the same function, if you don't assign the lambda function to a variable name, you can actually call it like this to give you the same outputs. Okay, so of course it's still the same lambda function I tried to explain here, but this particular one is to squared. So I use the lambda function to squared any input. So the same syntax. All right, now this is a different case. When you have 2, in that case, when we have two variables, we'll have two numbers to work with, right? Let me show you that. So I want to write a function that will accept two numbers, and then it is squared one number with the other. So if I give the function, let's say 4, 2, right? I want the function to be able to perform this arithmetic, 4 raised to the power 2, and give me 16. So I want to do this with the lambda function. How can I achieve that? Just give it two parameters. You say lambda x comma y, because you're accepting two parameters. Lambda x comma y. What do I want to do? I want to raise x to the power of y. That's it. It's as simple as that. Lambda x comma y. I want to raise x to the power of y. And then you have to assign this. You have to assign the lambda function to a variable, but it's not like it's compulsory. If I run this cell, it's going to run without giving me any error. It shows me the location of the lambda function. But if I want to use the lambda function I have just defined to perform calculation, I should assign it to a variable. Let me call it g. G equal to lambda x comma y, which is x raised to the power y. Now, if I should call g of 2 comma or 4 comma 2, we should get 16. Can you see that? G of 4 comma 2, which is 16. Very easy and straightforward. Does that make sense, guys? Any questions so far before we continue? Questions? Okay. I have a question for you guys. Sorry about that, James. Are you ready for my question? How do I use, or how can I use a lambda function to return? So this is what this is what I want you to do. I want you to, who can write a lambda function for us that can return? Okay, I'm just thinking about the problem in my head. I hope this problem will be solvable in this class. This is what I want to do. If I give, let me call my lambda function f. If I give f2, for instance, my output should be, so the output it should give me should be this, right? To tell me, hey there, the number you've given, the number you've given is even, and the squared is 4. Okay, this is if the number is number, but if the number is an odd number, it will tell me, if the number is an odd number, it tells me, hey there, the number you've given is odd, and the squared, let's say if I give it 3 and say, and the squared is 9. How can I possibly write this lambda, how can I write a function with lambda function that can give this output using lambda function? When I call it, huh? I think okay, the groove. Oh, some of us are inside our rooms attending class. I think okay, it's grooving. Okay, so is my question clear? So how can I achieve that? Who wants to try? All right, Ayanfe, let me hear you.
I just felt on a norms what I'm going to do, like the way we address such question. That's what I want to say. It's not that maybe I know what to do exactly.
Okay, let me hear you.
Okay, so now what this question entails is that first of all we write our lambda function like the way you do, like the lambda.
Uh-huh.
uh So we put our equal to, which means we will not call it, we will call any variable and we use our modular sign and divide it by
Mm-hmm.
um modular sign divided by 2 is equal to
Mm-hmm.
0. The thing divide by 2 without
Yeah.
remainder, without remainder,
Mm-hmm.
it is even number. So in the
Yeah.
place where we return our answer, that is
Mm.
that place that will put our final answer. That is where we will now put return.
Don't forget that the lambda function does not have return keyword.
Okay.
This is the lambda function. It doesn't have return keyword, just lambda, and then you put your expressions in front of it.
Okay, we can just specify that from this place now that you wrote g is equals to lambda x comma y. We did
Mm.
like this. Then you say x apostrophe y. We can just put something like if our modular sign in a curly bracket. Did you understand what I'm saying, sir?
Yes.
uh So what we do for even number is what we do for odd number.
Okay, so you say we should do it, we should use two different lambda functions.
Yes, but in a straight line.
Okay.
I just throw my suggestion. I don't know.
Even me that ask the problem, so I don't know the solution yet. I'm just asking because I love to ask simple questions. Thank you for suggesting, for giving us a suggestion. Who else wants to try? Rosemary, my mind is telling that you want to see something.
Mr. Anamdi, please, when it comes to Python, I'm learning with everybody. Thank you very much, sir.
And everybody is also learning with you. So let's hear your own opinion about this.
Sir, can you come again with the question first off?
I want to write a lambda function that will give us this output. If the number is even, it gives us the first line of statement. If the number is odd, it gives us the second line of statement. How can we achieve that with lambda function? If it's the normal def function, it's going to be very easy. Okay, easy because I mentioned easy. Easy had risen. His hand is up. Okay, let's say easy.
I just want to
So easy
ask,
makes.
does the lambda function takes if?
So that's what we don't know. We're going to discover it in this class. Me myself, I cannot answer that question because this is
Okay.
my first attempt. Or do you want us to try it? Easy. Let's try it now.
Let's try something.
Okay. Okay, I'm listening.
Okay, so let's the variable be h.
H
H
equal
is
to
equal to lambda
mm-hmm,
lambda x.
and the x. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, our full column.
Okay.
So if
If
x, then our percentage sign.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Then let's put this keyword. Hey there, the number as a string.
Mm-hmm.
Else, then this other one down.
Okay,
Okay, so
this line is too long. Let me do something. Guys, you understand that just
I think so.
so this is whenever you're writing a code and it's too long, you can put
Yeah.
them in the curve bracket and break them into multiple lines. If the code is supposed to be just one line code. Okay, so easy. Is this all, or do you think we need to modify something more?
I think this is all. Let's run and
Let's run and see. Okay, it gives us syntax error, invalid syntax if. So I guess the if can't work with the um,
lambda.
lambda function, or does it want to? Okay, sorry. Let me try something here. I'm coming. I Someone's hand is up. I'm coming to try something here. Let me try to change the position of that and see if that. Oh yeah, so this will work.
Oh,
This
okay.
Yeah, so it wants an output before this. But do you think,
For the condition.
yeah, before the condition? So do you think this? Yeah, Lydia's hand is up. Lydia, let me hear you.
No, I wanted you to change the position, which you've done.
Oh, so sweet. Our coder, our Pythonista. Okay, so guys, this thing that you see in multiple lines, there is actually one line. No, it's just a single line, but because it's too long, I wrapped it inside the curve bracket so that I can put them in multiple lines for easy viewing. So easy. Can I go ahead? Let me go ahead. Let me run this code again and then call the
Yes,
function.
let's call the
Let's call.
function.
So when I call h or 6, what do you think is the expected output? Easy.
Hey there, the number you've given is even, and the square is 4.
And is the square of 6 4?
No, no, no.
So how do I fix that code so that it gives me the actual square of 6? And first hand is up. And if I just hold on,
I've
let's
tried
see
my
easy finish.
parts.
Oh, that is that is how far you can go. Please let's give easy a round of applause. At least you have done nice. So well done, easy. Yeah, I have. So guys, this is also my very first attempt. This problem I just posed here, I've never done this before, like using lambda. All the times I've used lambda is just short functions. So this is my first attempt, and just think about anything. Think of anything. Just think of anything. When you think of it, try to implement it. You would see it working, provided it's Python. Yeah, IFA, your hand went up first. Let me hear you before Rose can speak.
I forgot you asked a question. So I wanted to just say that this will not give us any multiplication. Neither will just return the number is even or
Yeah,
odd.
yeah. Okay, hold on. I'll come back to you. I have a question for you, but I'll come back to you. Rosemary, your hand is up. Let me hear you.
Okay, sir. So please permit me. So this X percentage two, what is that percentage doing there? And the two. Thank you.
Who wants to help Rose answer that question? And who knows what does this tell us about Rose going through our first week content? Does it mean that who knows? Who wants to answer that question for me? This means that Rose is yet to go through our first week content. Ah, Rose, oh, Rose don't show herself. Oh. So who wants to help? Who wants to help Rose explain that her question?
Hello.
Yeah, Musa, do you want to help Rose?
Hello.
Hi, Musa. This evening, very terrible. Sorry about that, Musa. Izzy, do you want to help Rose? She's asking what is the percentage two
Ah,
and the zero.
I'm
What are
just
they doing
hearing,
there?
and I can't see your screen.
Sorry about that, Musa. It's your network, I guess.
It's too bad.
Okay, Ayanfe wants to
Hello?
answer. Yeah, Musa, I can hear you. Sorry about
Hello?
that. It's a network, Musa. Ayanfe, go ahead, please.
Okay, yeah, from the class, we made us understand that the percentage sign is called a modular, and the
Yes.
work of the modular is to divide, because we are using to divide anything like our normal division. Whatever we
Mm-hmm.
divide by without remainder is called even number. So if you divide anything by two and it's having remainder is called odd number. So if these two, if you put anything like maybe six where that h is now, it's going to give us even number because it has no remainder. But if it
It
is
has a
three,
remainder
like
of 0. No, it has a remainder of 0.
a remainder of zero, yes.
Yeah.
So that percentage sign is called a modular
Modular,
sign.
modular arithmetic.
Okay.
So thank you very much, Ayofe. Rosemary, please go through the content in the classroom so that it will help you understand when we. No, that is fine, Sheyi. That is fine. We are going to end the class very soon, so that it will help you understand when we meet during live lessons like this. So the percentage sign gives you the remainder when you divide a number by another number. Um, when I do when I do 5 modular 3. So when you divide 5 by 3, what's the remainder, Rosemary, before you round this cell? What will be the remainder when you divide 5 by 3? Your mic is muted.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, please.
Okay. Be
Yeah.
one. When you divide 5 by 3 or you divide 3 by 5, which one?
When you divide 5 by 3 or when you divide 3 by 5, sorry, I'm using mathematical term. I forgot that I'm not talking to mathematics students. When you divide 3 by 5,
It will be 1 remainder 2.
when you divide 5 by 3, that's the correct thing now. It will be 1 remainder 2, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
you can see it gives us 2. That is what this percentage sign does. It's called modulo. So it gives us the remainder when 5 is divided by 3. Yeah.
I
So here
remember now. Okay.
we're saying that if x, whatever x you give to it, if x modulo 2 is 0, which means that if you have a remainder when 2 divides that number, if you have a remainder of 0, then that number must be an even number because by definition, even numbers are divisible by 2. Okay, so which a remainder of 0 means
Yes.
that no remainder. So that's what we're testing here. Else, it should be an even number. So we are yet to figure out one problem. How do I now return, hey, the number you've given is even and the squared is 36 instead of 4? How can I modify this query? I mean, this I say query, this code to give us the squared of whatever input that we give to the lambda function. Who wants to help us with that?
Okay.
Yeah, easy.
Is it possible to add like say if ugh, don't worry, I
Okay, because of our time,
what
I'll
am
answer that question. Please pay attention, everybody. Okay, Ayefe wants to try it. Let me hear you, Ayefe.
Yes, I just want to say what is on my head so that I could
Let me
correct
hear
you.
what's in your head.
So in this place where we have our lambda x, I believe
Yes,
the reason why we have just one single x is because we just want to use a single
one parameter.
um yes, yes.
Yes.
So it will come from there, which is it will now be x square.
No, no. If you
Okay.
do s squared, so this lambda x, this x is the parameter, is the input you want to give to it. So if you say it should come from there, that means if I'm putting my h of 6, I'll say h of 6 squared, and I don't want it
Okay.
that way. So it will come from here. It will actually come from here. This is what you need to change in the code. You need to change this number. Instead of having a number here, you have the operation x squared in a curly bracket. So whenever you are using this f string, just know that you can always put a function within curly brackets together with the f string. I'll do the same thing here. I will have x raised to power 2. So this is what solves the problem. When I run my function and run this again, it gives me 36. Can you see? Hey there. The number you've given is even and the square is 36. When I give it 15 and I run this, it says, hey there, the number you've given is odd and the square is 225. One this and then run it, hey there, the number you've given is odd and the square is do you understand, guys? All right, so that's why we'll call it a day. I hope with this little explanation about lambda function, we in Python. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you for your time. Please note that going forward, our class time has shifted. We have my network. So we have about 2 more weeks to conclude this Python for data analytics, and then we'll do our final project, and then we'll be done with this advanced class. So please, yeah, for the so please bear with us for that change in the timing. Yes, it's your hand is up. Let me hear you.
Wait, though, like to confirm